This video was created to bring your attention to questions appearing in the Emergency Solutions Grant application for the first time. In addition, it will cover any changes that were made and highlight the areas where applicants struggled in previous funding rounds. Let me begin by encouraging you to listen to all of the videos in this series and to read the instructions carefully. There are several new questions or sections in the application that may not have been in previous year's applications. First, there is a new section on the capacity scorecard on fair housing as it relates to the analysis of impediments to fair housing. Applicants must be addressing any impediments to fair housing as outlined in KHC's Our Right to Choose Where We Live. If your application does not identify impediments to fair housing and address how the ESG project will reduce or eliminate these impediments, your application will not be reviewed. An explanation of this requirement is provided in a separate video. Be sure to watch this video to ensure you understand the analysis of impediments to fair housing. Then, in the applicant information, in addition to the congressional district information, we have added both the Kentucky House District and the Kentucky State District, as well as a question about the area where you provide ESG assistance. Now let's focus on areas that applicants struggled with last year. In Section C, which is in the program plan under the emergency shelter component, the first question where there was some confusion was the question asking you to select the eligible essential services to be provided for your target population. It lists each service, and we are looking for you to pick all the services provided in your program, not just the ones funded using your ESG dollars. So you would list all services your participants receive, regardless if they are paid for with your ESG grant. Next, it asks you to describe your plan to assess eligible clients and determine their level of need to achieve stable housing. We are not looking for you to simply reference an assessment form here. While you may have a form for that, we are looking for the process you go through to assess your clients and then figure out what they need in order to achieve stable housing. This should be a process or a plan to describe how that happens. Under the rapid rehousing component, there is a question concerning time. Describe how long it will take an average client to get from homelessness to permanent housing from the day they become an eligible rapid rehousing participant. To be consistent, we'd like you to report in number of days. So, what is the total number of days it takes the average client to move into permanent housing once you determine they are eligible? The next section we want to highlight is concerning agency and staff experience. So how experienced is your agency and how experienced are the staff? Agency experience is asking you to name other housing programs or grants that your agency has implemented in the last 3 years and how many times. So as an example, if you get Home TBRA and it is an annual program and you have received grants for it for the last 3 years, then you would name Home TBRA and then the number of times, which would be 3, once for each year. Under staff experience is related to the experience of the people in your agency. So there are 4 columns listed. The first 2, position and name, are self-explanatory. Column 3 is start date with your agency, so when did that person begin working there? The last column is where there's some confusion. List the federal housing programs that this person administered in the last 2 years. So if the staff person has worked for the agency since the beginning of the year, but they administered some other federal housing programs at a previous job last year, put that program name here. Again, we are asking for federal housing programs, not state, and we need the whole program name to be spelled out since not everyone knows all the acronyms. Last, in the checklist, I want to point out an area where you are to submit your annual performance report and let you know that you now have the option to submit multiple documents. This wraps up this video. If you have questions about the video or any part of the application, please contact Jill House for assistance. Jill can be reached at 800-633-8896, extension 705, or by email at jhouse@kyhousing.org. I wish you all the best of luck.